Hi, people. I'm out here on a Saturday. It's just barely afternoon. Just feeling like I want to talk, not knowing what I'm going to say. And I'm sitting here. I was listening to a song in my head. It's nice, if you have silence, you can do that. When there's so many other noises coming into the room, it's really hard to have your own thoughts, especially loud ones and ones that are Westerns. And even though they're just old Westerns, they're full of shooting and even raping and all kinds of different things that I don't want to hear about. I mean, I don't want it coming into my daily reality. So I didn't know I was going to say that, but it's true. So silence is golden. Those of you who are of a particular age will remember that song. And then when they play the oldies, maybe this is really oldies. I was very young. I remember that song, "Silence is Golden," but it had no meaning for me at that time because I was very young. I think maybe they like it noisy when they're young. They got all that energy. Oh man, I wish I had that energy. I really do. And then to stop yourself from going in circles because my thoughts go everywhere. And at any given moment when you turn and something else grabs your eye, then there's another project. And so it's very hard to focus on what you're supposed to do. But let's see. The song that was in my head and still is "You Take My Breath Away." I don't know who's singing it, and it's slow. It's romantic, I guess. I don't know the rest of the words yet. They're in my head, I'm sure, because I've listened to that before. So I've got this wealth of um, inventory in my brain of music throughout the years. And so then when my brain is tripping and thinking and I've got things on my mind, next thing you know, this song comes in to play and it's playing. I mean, I don't know the words, but I can hear it. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, you take my breath away. Apropos. Such a nice feeling. I'm making a poem because it makes you glow. See, that rhymed with what I said. Anyway, I'm sitting here rocking because it's a little chilly. Maybe that's why I'm rocking. I got to quit that because I know I disturbed the. Well, actually, the phone goes with me, so maybe you don't notice it as much as if it was sitting still and I'm rocking you and you would notice it. Anyway, it's a good day. And I don't have my scriptures out here, so I can't do any of that. But what I do need to do is clean off my desk and set it up. I need a little stand for the phone where there's no glare. I do. I feel like rhyming. Do you ever feel like rhyming? You ever feel like singing? Joy makes you sing. And then that starts to remind me of the songs that I hear at church or I've heard at church because that's in my library of stuff in my brain too. You know, really good meaning to the words if you listen to them. So it's good to even just read the songs if you don't know how to sing it to the tune. And I don't. You learn how to by listening to other people and having them next to you. I've never learned how to read music. I can't hit a certain note, but I'm good at mimicking. If I love a song, then I'll be singing it. And it's interesting that when it's quiet, I'm hearing it. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, yes, I need to do so many things. And it just would be so easy not to have to do that. I mean, I would love to not have to do that. But just need to get everything all squared away or figured out. So you people out there, you know, I would never know how to stay on task with my talking too, because one leads to another, and I'll scatter around. So just by giving you that much information, I forgot what it was I wanted to say. That happens all the time. I don't know. One does need to leash in their thoughts. But then again, one can learn a lot from your thoughts. So that's what I was going to say is, I'm going to talk about my girlfriend. Jeez. And all you people out there that are like her. I don't want to hear about Jesus. How stupid, how weird. You guys do not know him. You should not do that. The point is, a lot of evil has probably been done in the name of Jesus Christ, but it wasn't him. It's the church of the devil. They like to emulate. Some of their rituals are like our rituals. Some of their stuff is copycat. But see, Satan knows that stuff. These people, they're not people, they're spirits. They're messing with us. Oh my. Really, the tool of temptation, that is a hard one. Because it can outrule your mind. Do they say that's the heart? I'm just out here tripping, okay? I'm enjoying it. And I wish everybody could enjoy it. And that's another thing I'd like to say. There's a lot of things I'd like to say about that. People. I got a song playing in my head. I gotta get the words. Listen to the music. I can't tell you what the words are, but I got it playing in my head anyway. Okay, about smoking pot. I see a lot of things that I'm not liking, guys. Pot is a wonderful thing, but you don't want to mess with that either so much, because if you do it like I see you guys doing it, then you have to keep doing it. You have to do things in order to be able to get high, because there comes a time when you don't. I was there. Smoke and smoke and smoke and never get high, because that's all I did from the time I got up until the time I went to bed. You get high, and then as long as that buzz will last and everything, then you're all right. So if you got something that'll last a few hours, you're okay. But otherwise, you're in there doing it again because you love the feeling. That is one of the traps, but it's not an evil thing. It's not something that people should stop other people from doing and use evil forces in order to do that. I mean, you just look at the difference. What is a little bit of smoking weed? If it mellows your mind out and helps you think and keeps you busy, so you're not getting in trouble. And then if you have it more readily available, you'll be peaceable, because it does give you peace. And then just quit doing some of that other stuff. I think if pot was readily available and we could do what we want with it, there's enough for everybody to make money off of it. I mean, big business can, but they don't need to monopolize. It needs to be free for everybody. Everybody needs to be able to grow some plants, and if they have a little bit of extra on their crop, they can do some bartering with it, or they can sell it so they can buy some groceries. It's important that we be able to take care of ourselves, and everybody, believe it or not, so many people smoke pot. But back to what I was going to say. I don't like all the nastiness, this sexual crap that I'm seeing on Facebook that has to do with pot. That is not what I want to see for pot, okay? You're not given a very good representation. out to the world. Those people out there that are Christians and don't understand pot, they still have this evil connotation. And you guys are feeding it, okay? Stop it. Peace. Yes, peace. Enjoy. But don't make it nasty. I'm serious. Do the right thing and quit doing that. And you guys cover up your bodies. My God. You just as well not. What you're doing is adorning your nakedness, okay? Go out there naked and you got some chains across you here and there. How stupid are you? And what does that make you look like? You think about it. And then how can you not? You want everybody to lust after you. That's what you're doing. Feeding your fucking ego. Pardon my mouth. Stop it. You evil things, get off the screen, man. Do it in your privacy. I really take offense to it. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. Now, the other thing I was going to say, I think I started on it, is if you abuse it, you lose it. It takes so much to get high. And then you think about that black tar that you're getting out of your pipe. You don't think that's in your lungs too? You know, you got a scraper to go down in there and clean that? People, you know, when you say marijuana doesn't kill anybody, it won't kill anybody right away. And maybe it'll take 30 or 40 years, or maybe it will never. I think I'm in really great shape for my age. And besides the fact that my lungs have gone through a little bit of trouble, but I smoked. God, I smoked for a long time. And it's been 29 years. Excuse me, my voice is going up and down. It's been 29 years since I quit smoking cigarettes. I am so glad I don't smoke cigarettes. Oh my God. All the habits that are involved with smoking cigarettes and then going crazy when you don't got one. Oh my. And then every time you go to leave the house, I searched the house at least 3 times to make sure there wasn't a cigarette burning somewhere. There's a lot that goes with that. And all these little habits, when you try to quit, you start seeing all your little habits. You know, probably the first thing you do when you get out of bed, last thing you do before you go to bed. You get on the phone to talk to somebody, you got to light up a cigarette. When you get in the car to drive, you light up a cigarette. And then those who have the old men and stuff, they had pockets, you know, so they got the cigarettes in their pocket. They're constantly grabbing for the cigarette because that's part of a habit. Even if the cigarettes are not there, their hand is going for it because that is a habit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I was trying to quit, really hardcore trying to quit, but then, you know, there's that other part of you that doesn't want to quit. In fact, start smoking more. I forget what I was going to say, but paying attention, I guess, is what it was. You got to pay attention to your little habits and just change some of them. You allow yourself to have some of it, but don't be abusive. And that's what I was going to say, is at the end of when I did finally quit, it was because I was going to die if I didn't. I mean, I had pneumonia severely, and I only had a teeny in the huge x-ray. One side's white, the other side's white. Down at the bottom, there's this little black. Well, it turns out that black was the only air I had, okay? I tried to take a puff Christmas Day. Tried to take a puff off a cigarette. And this was 6 months after, not 6 months, the Christmas after my granddaughter was born, my first granddaughter. Anyway, I got pneumonia. That was pneumonia. The doctor thought I had cancer. And he had just lost his sister to cancer. And so he's an alcoholic. He had the shakes. But he had his hand up here, you know. I've got the other one busy. And it was just shaking, and he was saying, "I think you have cancer." And I said, "What about my other options? You know, what do you mean?" And that was just a regular x-ray. So the next day I had an x-ray where it cut all the sections of the lung apart so they could see inside, I guess. I don't know how that works, but anyway, it was pneumonia. And I was I was taking heavy medicine for 6 weeks. I'm losing my voice because I'm out here, and I don't know if I want that water. It's been out here for a while. um, it was really tempting. Pardon me. I do like following my brain, seeing what comes out of it. As long as it's nothing really bad, I'm going to let it go. We could all use a friend, right? A virtual friend, not a real one. No, you know what I mean. I'm a real friend, kind of. I'll give you the truth as I see it, because I do have a hard time with that. I don't lie, unless there has to be real good reasons, and it's omission, and real good reasons. But anyway, so I'm out here and I don't have anything but my brain, but that's pretty good. And I didn't tell you those songs, and they're gone. And now one is in there, Good Vibrations. Good vibrations. Excitations. You know, what comes to my head is the Monkees. I wonder. They were back there when I was like pretty young. I'm not sure what age, 6th or 7th grade. 8th grade was the last time I was in North Carolina. We did a weird trip. We moved from North Carolina to Utah. And I think, I'm not sure, I might have only been halfway through the 7th grade. See, my memory's fading on that a little bit, but I was there during the 7th grade. And then we went back to North Carolina for the 8th grade. And then back to Utah the next year in a different place. I started high school in Sandy, Utah. I believe I entered in 1969. I'm not sure. You know, and the years are like 68, 69. So when you're graduating in 72, it started out in 71, you know, because it's in the middle of the year. And I got married at the end of my junior year. I was 17 1 week. Way too young to be getting married, guys. Need to keep yourself in order. But no, in the scriptures, I believe, yeah, they want you to get together at a young age, so you're not out there messing around with everybody else, and then you're propagating the world in a right place where you're a couple. And puppy love, first love, is strong love. You know, and you need a strong love to hold you together, because the world's going to be out to get you. Spirits that are in this world, and their job is to mess with you, make you choose right from wrong, make you deal with all kinds of things that can go wrong. Oh my. I said that to begin with, right? I was hoping to come up with a word that rhymed. No right from wrong, and then I forget the rest of it, but it was still wrong. Or maybe I could put in choose the right all day long. You know, I would like to start doing a little bit of that. I've found that I rhyme quite a bit when I'm happy. My brain plays games with me. Isn't that cool? I think yours would too. Anyway, I wish everybody didn't have such a bad connotation about pot. And then that was what I was going to say, you guys. Try to control yourselves. Don't huff and puff and fill your lungs full and cough like crazy and think that's cool. It's not. You can still get high without doing that. You know, get yourself a good buzz and then sit it down. Don't think you got to just keep on puffing like it's a cigarette. It's not. You know, some people quit smoking cigarettes, but then they smoke just as much pot as they did the cigarettes, and it is natural, hopefully. No, I don't know, with all the nutrients, they call them nutrients, all the nutrients they put in pot that's grown indoors. I have already paid so much for all that. And then it makes you wonder, you know, yeah, you got some good stuff, but it costs a bloody fortune, people. Between that and the electricity, it's best to just do it in the summer. Use the sunlight that God's giving us. Do good with what you got. Then you process it and you cure it and you've got your winter stock. Well, see, I just rhymed again. But serious, you don't have to be out there going crazy and ruining your lungs and your throat to get high, because you can get high. You just don't have to hurt yourself doing it. Take my words to heart. I love pot. I really do. But it is true sometimes, especially if you're in the public, it is better not to be stoned all the time, okay? You need to be alert. So, you get up, you go do your job, you come home, you take care of business there, you get dinner and stuff, and then you have a nice relaxing evening with some smoke. Now, that's easier said than done, because we love it. I know we do. So, if you have your option and in your own home and you don't have a lot going on and stuff, yeah, like that expression, wake and bake. I understand that. But I'm telling you, if you don't already know it, the first high of the day is the best. And then it takes more and more. You just need to space it out, and you need to not keep sucking it down. And besides that, it's bloody well expensive. You know, use it right. And I'm not the best. I'm talking to myself too, because I'm in a situation where I don't have my utensils and things. I'm in my dad's house, so it's bare bones. So I'm not necessarily enjoying it. I don't like smoking it. I like the buzz I get from smoking it. And I've tried the cartridges, and they're just not the same. I mean, they'll give you a little edge, but they're just not the same as smoking flower. But smoking, that's the deal. And then smoking cigarettes and smoking pot, you got to give up one. It's just telling me my battery's about to go. Anyway, what I said was you've got to give up one. If you're smoking pot and you're smoking cigarettes, then you're gonna have a problem. I must say, I did realize later, and that's a big old story and I don't have time for it, that my pneumonia wasn't from smoking. I thought it was. I'm sure it didn't help all that I was smoking. But I had stripped my cabinets. I got a house for really super cheap, and it was really, really old, and it had layers and layers and layers of paint on the cupboards, you know. And so I was trying, but I used stripper, and then I sanded them, and then I had a mask on, but it wasn't the kind that really filtered it out, you know, so it still got in there. So I had this stripper coming into my nostrils and into my mouth, probably, you know, in my throat, down my body, chemicals, stripper. God. Because I'm sure I can see myself, this is what I see happening anyway, as I put the stripper on, and then I let it bubble up, and then I tried to scrape it off with a putty knife, and then whatever I couldn't get off, I sanded off. Tenacity. Is that the word? Tenacity. Something similar, you know what I mean. Where you keep going after it. I put my own cupboards up in that house without help from anybody, no man, and nobody else. I had to do the stack method. You know, you stack things under it where you want them to be, your upper cupboards. And then you sit the cupboard on top of like boxes or whatever it is that's going to hold it up there. And then you screw it in. But where there's a will, there's a way. You know, and then you have to sit it out first and make sure everything fits. But really, I did good. I'm proud of myself in a lot of ways. But glare is there. Necessity is the mother of invention. That's what I'm saying. I'm leaning way back like I'm doing a sit up or something. That light got all of a sudden really bright. Anyway, I should probably stop because I know this thing is going to go out on me any second. And I've got 25 minutes so far. I've been using a lot of video, so it does run my battery down. I like talking. This is really great. Anyway, I wish everybody would listen to me and share me, and especially about the pot. People, we need to address it. Why is it that people think it's so evil? It is not. And just because you're a biker or a this or a that, or you're demeaning the women. You're demeaning them. And you women that are letting them do it, please put your clothes on. Respect yourself. Don't give your stuff to all these freaks. And don't be an object of someone's lust. When they got a wife and a family, you just want everybody to lust after you. That's not cool. Find your man and let him lust after you. And respect yourself. I know. That's serious. You really should. God doesn't want you to do that. That's Satan. That's Satan straight up. He's wanting you to put lust in these men's hearts. Let them get away from their women. You're instigating trouble. Don't you see that? Do you feel good about that? Especially if you do not love someone, you shouldn't be making them lust after you. Unless it's accidental, Get yourself covered up and you're doing what's right and everything, and someone else has that trip. Well, that's not something you instigated. Keep yourself for that wonderful companion that you're going to have. If you but keep yourself clean. I'm not Miss Perfect. And I'm not saying never have sex, although you shouldn't. But I mean, it needs to be special. It doesn't need to be something that you're out looking for and you just go home and do it and then you leave them alone. It should be with someone you love. Someone you want to be with forever and have children with, if your guys are young. I haven't had that yet in my life. I see rays of hope. Makes me very glad in my heart. But anyway, it's not something I expected either. It catches you totally unaware. And then there you are. A mess. So, fight to stay strong amongst all the temptation out there. And if you are in a relationship, hopefully it's with love. And if it's not, and you have a great deal of like, then work on the love. Because love begets love. You know what I'm saying? And hate begets hate. Now, that begat is a word out of the Bible. When so-and-so knew so-and-so and they begat Abel. So Adam and Eve. I don't know who it is that it says that about, but it says it a few different times. So-and-so knew so-and-so and they begat. So having sex had to do with knowing somebody. I just got that. How sweet. But to really know somebody, their inner works, their body, the intimacy that it takes for bringing a child into this world, that's what it should be. Not just having sex, guys. And not strutting around. I can't believe it. I saw that picture. I couldn't believe it. You idiots. You're wearing see-through clothes. Then you've got painted dots over your nipples, like that doesn't look like a nipple, and then a little square painted over your pubes. Excuse me for being bold, but my God, put on your damn clothes. What's wrong with you? Really? And you let these men control what you do? And it's all about the money. You probably have a damn porn book. Come and look at me. I didn't mean to start down that trail. But you know, it does need to be seen. I mean, said. Said is the word. We don't need to see. It's lovely to see all your beautifulness, but I think it's not right. And it stirs people up. You know, they don't need to be stirred in wrong directions. And I'm serious about the pot, guys. You're sitting there in your nudity, having erotic looking poses, and then you got marijuana leaves all over you. Not cool. Not cool at all. Marijuana is for everybody, and we don't need to paint that bad connotation that they already have. These people all need to try it. And I think gummies, boy, I saw that Cheech and Chong have gummies. I want to try those. Because if you can get a buzz without smoking it, I'm sure that is better. And they say it's the real thing. You know, I worry about manufacturers because of the things that they do to things. I don't want the chemical people making the marijuana stuff. They need to be, I know, we're watching them. But, you know, serious. I don't know what's in those nutrients either. And do they really get flushed out or not? There's just all kinds of things you really don't know. I mean, you can have some really good pot, but really what did it go through before you got it? It needs to be natural. And it's better if you grow your own. If you grow your own, you know what the hell you're smoking. And you can grow, I would just have you grow as many as you could safely. And not indoors, maybe just outdoors. And get rid of the nutrients. Now, I've saw some shows where these people that had like 15-foot trees, maybe even taller, marijuana, they go in there. Okay, well, this one group did, because I don't know what everybody does, okay? But they went in and tilled up the ground where the plant was going, and then they bought all kinds of like bags of nutrients from the nursery and put it into the ground. I have no idea what they are, okay? But like, I'm just gonna spout off some like iron and phosphorus and lime. I don't know if lime would be one. But anyway, just different things like that that make the plant thrive, okay? You put it in the ground. You put it in the ground, till it in before you ever plant your little plant. And then you just water it. You don't keep giving it nutrients and stuff. I'm a firm believer of that. I'm thinking to myself, pot has been growing forever. And I know they're not using nutrients. Now outside, they say that outside is stronger. The sun, if you grow it with the season, that's a long season though. I wonder if you can grow it twice. That's the thing about inside. You can grow it every so often. Except for that electric bills are extreme. Oh my God, I paid so much money in electric bills. Just for a little bit. And then you run into so many problems. Spider mites. I saw where somebody mentioned that the other day, a post on Facebook. You know, how do you get rid of spider mites? Because they do come in. You need to do a whole lot of study, and I didn't do that study. We had to fight that too. Just damn. So there's problems. Different things crop up inside. But outside, I don't think you have that problem. You know, like with mold. You could even have mold because you got too much moisture, or too much moisture and the heat mixed together. I don't know. But there's just a lot of different things that can go wrong. So you do have to be careful what you're doing. But it makes a wonderful plant. I mean, it grows up as green. I'm sure it's feeding the air. Oxygen is taking carbon monoxide out of the air. I didn't say all that word right. Carbon monoxide. I blended the word. Yeah, my voice is raspy. I don't want to drink that water. It's been in that bottle for so long. And I need a tripod. Then I might dance. Do a little dance. Yeah. Just a happy dance, guys. I was in my best shape when I was dancing all the time. And I need to do that because I'm not in my best shape. But I'm also, I have to, I am not the young thing that in my head I wish I was or thought I was or whatever. And your body lets you know that you're not. 69. I can't believe I made it this long anyway. I really thought, when I was young, I thought 30 was like old. Then when you get close to it, you realize it's not old. And here I am on the cusp of 70, oh my Lord. But I have hope. And not just hope, I have belief and I have faith that there is life after death. And this is just a stopping place. And this body is the vehicle we needed to learn from this earth. It was all important that we come here, gain this body, and fight the carnal nature of man. Man being the human race, guys, men and women. When they talk about of man, like of mankind, of the human race, human. Okay, male and female created he, them. And for each other, people, you need to get that straight in your heads. There is a purpose and a point to this life, and it is not to go crazy willy-nilly. And someone in your brain telling you, oh, you need to do this. Like, change your sex. Oh, my God. People, you were created, and you were your gender in the life before this one. You came the same. I know that's a bold thing to say, isn't it? But I feel that. And it just came out, so take it with a grain of salt. But the point is, just look around you. Male and female, the two together make a baby. Propagation. It's not what you guys are doing. And then this part about a man and a woman can both have strong female and male tendencies. I am a very bossy person. I am a control freak, as someone might say. I trust myself, though, and it's really hard to trust somebody else. And like I told my last husband, I can't get married. I have to be the boss. And he says, well, I need a boss. Well, he didn't tell me how bad he needed a boss. But anyway, that was one of the main reasons that I was able to relent and marry somebody. I have to be the boss. But I don't like being in total control, and I don't like having to be the provider. I need to be provided for, and then I will provide also. But you know what I mean? To have to worry about paying the bills, oh my God. So just like I was talking earlier, made me think of that again. Legalize marijuana. Please forget it. Take it off the whole radar of anything. People that want to go out there and have a business, there is room for that because not everybody's going to want to grow. Or can they grow? It takes a special person with time and the right circumstances to be able to do it. I would let everybody grow and not make them have a license and quit regulating everything. I mean, it's been around forever. They've been doing all this stuff forever. Why do you have to get your little pea-picking hands into it? And if you do it with, do the regulating to the people who are in business, want to be in business, but don't have so many damn licenses. And don't make it such a crime if they do something. And don't make it where they have to have $80,000 worth of security a year. Those are things that are happening in Colorado. And I imagine everywhere that they're slow to let it be legal because they're trying to figure out how to make it where they are making the money and where they are regulating everything, which means breaking laws, guys. All you got to do is they make things difficult when we think, oh, yay. I was so worried about it when they first legalized it. I knew it had to be a trap. line up for the slaughter type of thing. But how many of us love our pot? And why is there such a stigma? Because somebody decided, hey, that's the way to keep the Mexicans out. They're the ones with the marijuana. So we'll make it so they get to be, I had heard this story anyway, deported, what easier to get rid of them because of it. So they affect the whole world. Not just that particular thing, but this law is affecting the whole damn world, okay? Half the wars that we've been in is over drugs. And who does Big Pharma think they are? That they're the only ones who can do it. Everybody should be allowed. Grow as many poppies as you want to and figure out how to make your heroin. And what I mean is medicine, guys. It's really strong medicine, and they use it. Pharmaceuticals are using it in your pills. You think you're not exposed to heroin? Maybe a purer form, I don't know. Because there's street drugs and then there's pharmaceutical drugs. But then there's also chemicals. They're not real. They're making mushrooms. If they haven't already done it, they must have already done it. Mushrooms are legal in Colorado. Magic mushrooms. I think that's great too. Because that is just from my little bit of experience anyway, it was a happy high and it was not all that psychedelic. I might not have had the best things, but I was happy. It was a happy drug. So you got pot being peaceable and you got mushrooms being light-hearted and happy. Those are two good things. In this world today, out there with the alcohol and then the need for a drug and can't get it and it can't got no money to go get it and you got to go through channels and you got to worry about, am I going to get caught and am I going to be in trouble? I'm talking about the paranoia. All that stuff affects everybody. Those people out there going through those feelings or interacting with us. Stop it. Legalize everything because they're going to get it anyway. Just forget about trying to control it. Quit making the black market so lucrative. If it was all legal and we could all have it free and do what we want, then there wouldn't be a need for people to smuggle it up through here, would it? Because we'd already have it. We'd produce it our own. We wouldn't have to be so paranoid and different things to get what we want. Go about life. Take care of yourself. Pay your own bills instead of being on the government. Things that you need to think about. And then the prisons that you're filling up with people that are using marijuana. Please stop. Kids that you're ripping away from people. People are not going to stop using their drug. They're just not going to. Unless for some reason they have a major change, and like joining the church and really being serious about the word of wisdom and stuff like that. Then, okay. I guess I gotta go because it just shut me off. I forget what I was saying. But anyway, yeah, I was saying that you can't stop your drug unless you have a major change. And that would be like joining the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and abiding by the word of wisdom. They don't want you to do any mind-altering drugs. They have come to that decision that if it's medicine, that's okay. If it's truly medicine, but otherwise you're really not supposed to be altering your mind. Now, myself, I love the buzz I get with pot, especially when I actually get a buzz. So that leads me to that other point. Don't abuse the pot. Use a little. Enjoy what you got. Let it last, and that'll also let your lungs last. And yes, do what you can to get the best out of your stuff so that if you are burning it in your lungs, at least you're getting the best bang for your buck. Don't sit there and smoke and smoke and smoke and try to get high and not, and then you still got all that black shit in your lungs. It's got to be. I mean, just look at what happens in your pipe after very long. You got to clean it out, that black tar. And yes, that black tar will get you high, and then it's right there clogging it up again. There's just got to be a better way. And I've got to clear up my throat. So anyway, you guys have a great Saturday. And this is all she wrote. I guess I had to say that because it was like a quote. mm. Okay, I know. I've done the happy trails and my voice is all raspy, so I can't. Just take really good care and know that someone does care. And I was talking about me, but I was also talking about Jesus Christ, okay? He is your brother. He's also God of this earth. You guys need to remember that. Think about that. Chew on that. He was given this. This is his deal. I mean, God is God, and then that's his son. And I don't understand all that because I also read some stuff I told you that tripped me out. He is the Father because of the Son, and he is the Son because of his flesh. And I know that the Holy Ghost is a portion of his spirit. So maybe, in my mind, I can see him being all three, but there still is God the Father above him who gave him the opportunity to do this. Maybe he helped. But the world was created by Jesus Christ. And then a lot of us, maybe all of us, were there helping. But it was led by Jesus, okay? He created everything in the heavens and the earth, everything that in them are. That covers a lot of ground. So who knows? In eternity, time only exists here. It does not exist when you leave this earth. I don't think. Because there are, I don't want to run out. God's first creation. He created his own world with his Urim and Thummim that he got when he entered the celestial kingdom, okay? Him and his bride, whatever. They started their world and they had spirit children. And pretty soon, they had lots and lots and lots of spirit children. That seems a little weird, doesn't it? Anyway, surely it doesn't hurt to have a baby. Not in the spirit form. Anyway, what is the deal with that? Oh, he started his own world. And then as we grew up, it was time for us to come down here and get this experience because that's part of our growing. Because we want to be like our mother and father in heaven. They are immortal. But before they were immortal, they went through a spirit childhood. They went through a mortal childhood. In growing up, life, a mortal life. So a spiritual life, a mortal life, and then in this next world, which is the millennium, which is still on this earth, okay, after it's been cleansed, it's going to go through a change just like we are. We're going to be semi-immortal. No more pain, no more suffering, no more temptation, no sickness, nothing to get in our way of learning. Plus, I believe we're going to have all of our memories, who we were in the spiritual world, who we were here, because we're all three the same. We're added upon, okay? We're going through growth. And one day, after the millennial deal, and after some great big battle that I don't understand, we're going to go into our whichever kingdoms we earned. And those who go into the celestial kingdom will receive their own white stone, which is a Urim and Thummim. I'm telling you, I wasn't taught that, but I know it, okay? Take my word. Anyway, I better go because it's going to shut off. I love you guys. I don't know if I could sing that. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Take care.